Good morning. Today we're going to talk about section 4.3, matrix multiplication. Now for matrices to multiply, you're going to multiply row by column. So essentially, I'm going to have to take this row times this column. You'll notice in my solution, I've taken A times E plus B times G. And that is just the first row, first column. And when I slide over to the first row, second column, now I'm taking this first row by this second column. To be able to do this, you've hopefully noticed that your inner dimensions must be the same. This is a 2 by 2, and this is a 2 by 2. The dimensions that must be the same are the dimensions on the inside. And the dimensions that your solution will have are the dimensions on the outside. Now, since this example was a 2 by 2, that's kind of hard to see. But we'll do other examples in a moment. All right, if I look at number 1, first I want to notice my dimensions. This is a 2 by 3 matrix, and this is a 3 by 2 matrix. My inner dimensions are indeed the same. And so I'm expecting to end up with an answer with the outer dimensions. I'm expecting to end up with a 2 by 2 matrix. So I multiply row by column. And here in my first entry, I'm going to have 2 times 1 plus 0 times 3 plus 1 times 0. And then I go down a row. In this row times this column, I will have 0 times 1 plus 1 times 3 plus negative 1 times 0. And I'll move this so I have a little more space. Now that I've finished my whole first column, I'm going to slide over to this column. Now I'm going to take this first row by the second column, and I get 2 times negative 1, 0, plus 0 times 2, plus 1 times 1. And then I, of course, go down a row. Now I'm taking this second row by the second column. And you can see that my entry is in the second row, second column. So I will have 0 times negative 1, plus 2 times, let's keep it the same, 1 times 2, plus negative 1 times 1. Now, it's a little hard to see at this point, but let's go ahead and combine those. I'd have 2 plus 0, which is 2. 0 plus 3 plus 0, which is 3. Up here I'd have negative 2 plus 0 plus 1, which is a negative 1. And down here I'd have 0 plus 2 plus negative 1, which is a positive 1. And indeed, my solution is a 2 by 2. Okay. I'd like to do one more. I don't expect you to have it down yet. Let's again go row by column. First row, first column. Now this is a 2 by 2 matrix times a 2 by 2 matrix. So my dimensions, inner dimensions will be the same. Let's go ahead and write that out for you. And I'm expecting to end up with an answer in the outer dimensions. So let me write this nice and big. To multiply the first row, first column, I'm going to say 1 times 0 plus negative 1 times 1. Then I'm going to go down a row, and now I'll do 0 times 0 plus 2 times 1. Now that I've finished this entire first column, I'm going to slide over to the second column. Notice in my solution, I'm sliding over here to where the second column is. Now I'll take 1 times 2 plus negative 1 times 2. And then I go down a row. 0 times 2 plus 2 times 2. And then let's go ahead and simplify. 0 plus negative 1 is a negative 1. 2 plus negative 2 is 0. 0 plus 2 is 2. And 0 plus 4 is 4. And that is my solution. And it is indeed a 2 by 2 matrix. We're going to do one more together, and then I'm going to have you try one on your own for tomorrow. Number 3, notice that I have a 1 by 4 matrix and a 4 by 1 matrix. My inner dimensions are the same, and I'm expecting a 1 by 1 matrix. What's that going to look like? Hopefully you agree it's just going to be one entry. So I'm going to go row by column, and I'll have 1 times 2 plus 2 times 0 plus 3 times 1 plus 0 times -6. When I add those together, I get 2 plus 0 plus 3, which is 5, plus a -6, which is a -1. And this is indeed a 1 by 1 matrix. All right, let's look at number 4, which is the one you're going to do. You have a 2 by 2 and a 2 by 3. Your inner dimensions are the same, and you should end up with a solution that is a 2 by 3. I'd like that at the beginning of class tomorrow, and I'll see you then.